big time.
What do you do? Welcome to OBT Only Big Time Podcast. There's something that was really bothering me. I watched most of the games, and then I noticed that in Africa there's only 5 countries.
Yeah, well, so like you actually make a good point now.
Yeah.
But like, so you say you have a political reason?
Yeah, the political reason. Let's talk about the political reason.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Usni. Welcome to the OBT show, man. Only big time. As you know, I'm always my big time.
What do you do? Welcome to OBT Only Big Time Podcast. Hey, please, if you just joined us, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like, hit the bell. How you doing today, Us?
I'm doing good, man. But this man might think he's a doctor. He's always asking me, how you doing, man?
I gotta check up on you.
How
man.
you doing, though?
Man, I'm cold.
Damn, bro. Talk to me about it, bro. Tell me about it.
I'm cold, bro.
I'm cold, too, bro. Like, Minnesota's cold right now, bro. It's getting cold.
It's been snowing and all that.
It's getting cold, man.
It's complicated.
Big timer, make sure you guys stay home, warm. And, you know what I'm saying, turn that YouTube podcast on. And, you know what I'm saying, people just put some. And go on TikTok, watch some TikTok video, too. We posting there.
We on TikTok too, y'all.
Larry, big time, man. What do you got for us today?
Well, today, I don't know if you will be watching the game, nation game for the World Cup. We got a World Cup coming in 2022.
I watched World Cup, France winning 8-0, Mbappe scoring 4. So
yeah, so there's something that was really bothering me. I watched most of the games, and then I noticed that in Africa there's only 5 countries to qualify for the World Cup. So I don't know what you think about it, but I think it's not right. Something's not right. So we only have 5 countries going for a continent that got 54 countries. I think that's not enough to showcase our talent.
Then make your point. What you got for us?
Well, I think before moving forward, I think you're gonna tell me. I know you're gonna bring the argument that soccer is the highest level of soccer. You're gonna bring the ranking of African team. But let's be honest here. Before we get to the level of soccer, there's a history behind it, and then I think it's due to the historical reason, political reason, and structural reason. So, what do I mean by that? Historical reason of why Africa, it's kind of the level in Africa is not the same as the level in Europe. It's probably because back in 1930s, when the first World Cup actually happened, Africa was under colonization. So,
but in that time, no African country was
African country, fourth World Cup in Uruguay in 1930s. So what happened is Central Africa, West Africa, and South Africa. Most of this country was colonized by Germans, French, Belgium, European country. So the British. So we didn't have any football. We didn't have any soccer until we get to But don't get me wrong though. We got another World Cup in the 90s, 34. Egypt went there. They got invited, but because back in those times, the only way to get there was to get it to an invitation, obviously. And Egypt went, and then we got to put this up there because Egypt wasn't under any colonization from white countries, from Europeans. So we got to put it there. So when those West African country and Central African country take this independency, okay, most African country take their independency in the 1960s. 60s, yeah. Senegal, Mali, everybody go for revolution. They want their independency. So in the 1960s, so from the 1930s to the first World Cup to the 1960s, when African take their independency, we can say we 30 years back. We 30 years late.
30 years, okay.
30 years late. And that's a big issue. I don't know what you think about it, but I think that's one of the historical issue. I'm not gonna spend much time with it, but 30 years back, come on, let's be honest. A lot. What do you think about it? 30 years back?
No, I mean I definitely understand. You know what I'm saying, but that's something it wasn't a history. You know what I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm more let's focus on what's going on. But of course, to focus on now, we're gonna have to recall what happened in the past.
Yeah.
So you actually make a good point on that one.
Yeah.
But so you say you have a political reason?
Yeah, the political reason. Let's talk about the political reason, because at the same time, it's good to say, why Africa, the level is not good there, or like other countries, European has the biggest level of soccer. Well, if European has the biggest level of soccer, it's probably because FIFA push European soccer up there compared to other,
But I'm not really agree with that though.
Okay.
Because I'm not really agree with that because okay, so like after the World Cup, what's the most like competition of soccer that's watched in the world?
It's the Champions League. Exactly.
So the Champions League is in Europe.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like you can't say like they're pushing soccer.
They are.
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I give you a historical reason of why soccer in Europe is actually more ahead of its time compared to other, continents. Let's go move into the second point, which is the political reason. Because let's be honest, when these European countries back in the day, right, we got the World Cup going on. I have in front of me the World Cup going on in 1982 in Spain. 1982 in Spain. What happened in 1982 in Spain? In 1982 in Spain, Algeria, Germany, Austria, and I don't know the other country, but they were in the same group. So what happened is, and by the way, nowadays, every last game of group stage are playing at the same time. It was because of that specific game, which was called the game of shame in soccer. Google game of shame right now. You're going to find what happened in that day. So what happened in that day? That day, Germany, which was beaten by Algeria during the group stage, they play Austria. But Germany, in order to move forward in the competition, they have to win. Or Austria got to win or tie. Austria got to win or tie in order for Algeria to go with Austria. So basically, Germany will have been eliminated. But what happened is they were in arrangement because Algeria played the day before. So Germany knows what to do in order for them to go forward. I don't know what happened, but I know they were in arrangement, and I'm not the one that say that. And I think that's politics, because if you already go into an arrangement to eliminate a team, that's politics. And why would you do that? Because you want to push your soccer forward, the European more forward. That's one of the reasons right there. And until we get to the 90s,
I understand what you're saying right now, right? But Africa having 5 countries going to the competition right now, I get it. Everything happened in history. We can say like racism. They didn't want to see African country and everything. I get it. But right now, Africa having 5 countries in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like let's look at numbers, okay? Yeah. He have a fight and everything, but let's look at numbers. If you look at the FIFA rank right now, the top 50,
you're right.
There is only 6 African countries there.
You're right.
And the first country out of those 6 is 20th, which is Senegal.
Yep.
So they're not in the top 19. There is no African country there.
Yep.
And we can't say okay that's the politics and everything, because they're not there. Okay, they're not there.
Yep.
And then like right now, if you Larry, you have to go play soccer at the highest level to perform, where would you go?
I'll go in Europe.
We go in Europe, right?
Yep.
You go in Europe. So like on the last World Cup, European have 14 countries.
Exactly.
14 countries, because that's the highest level of soccer. Like when they play in their club, that's the highest level of soccer. And most players from there, they're European.
Exactly.
So they have most quality player. Okay, I get it because of history and everything.
Yep.
But right now they have most quality player. They have, and the league is like super African people can't leave Africa to go to Europe to go play.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So we can't blame. I get it. We can say history, but right now I'm talking right now. We cannot say like African they're not making a soccer because of politics.
Okay, you talking about right now? Okay. Just to throw it out there right there. The first time we got two I'm talking about 2 African countries in the World Cup, it was in 1994. Okay, from 1930 to 1994, that's 60 years. That's 60 years. Okay, by that time, like how far do you think the soccer in Europe got developing?
A lot.
Structure wise, right?
But check this though.
Better infrastructure, better field, better everything, coaches, better everything.
I got it. But since you want to talk to politics, right? Yeah. At that time, European was like African, like black African country was like colonized, like you said, right? But like the colonization, it was by European, right?
Yeah.
But that have nothing to do with soccer. Are you agree on that?
Exactly.
No, like even it was nothing to do with soccer. So the fact that they were colonized, like I'm not defending European, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that they were colonized at the same time, the Europeans were playing their soccer.
Okay.
So when Africa got like free, when all the countries got their freedom, of course they were behind. But that wasn't soccer for. I'm talking about just the game of soccer.
But the game of soccer, how did he got brought in Africa? How are you gonna play when you're under colonization? How you gonna play?
That's what you can't play. But like
exactly,
you can't play. But like it's not right now. Africa have 5 countries in the World Cup. It's not because
right now. Since we've been late right now. Who has the best infrastructure right now?
European countries.
Who has the best players? They have the best everything. Yes. More money. They knew how to market the sport. They knew how to push it forward. So they have the best thing. So for me, it's
right now for you, like, what do you think? What can Africa do to have more country in the?
Well, moving forward, of course, we got our intern issue too that we got to fix. But I'm actually happy, in 2026, the World Cup in the United States. We're gonna have more countries. We're gonna have 9 countries for Africa. The World Cup is gonna go to 42 countries, which is a good thing. We will have probably more exposure. Yeah, but the fact that the best countries right now at the moment, 10 countries go from the group stage to play playoff, and then the best 10 countries in Africa gotta play against each other again.
But like my point is like what Africa can do right now to first of all be ranked higher than other.
You gotta keep your talent first.
You gotta keep your talent
first. That's something we gotta.
What do you mean by keeping talent? Is sometimes player for example Riyad Mahrez, he was born in France.
Yeah.
Born in France. Why are you laughing?
He was actually born in France, but he's not playing for.
He's not playing. He played for Algeria. So player have to make some smart choices too. You know what I'm saying?
But,
just you guys gonna have to let us know what you think about this topic, because I think this is an interesting topic.
This is really interesting topic.
It's really interesting.
Please drop your comment, and what do you think? Do you think is it fair for Africa to just have 5 nations going to the World Cup? If you guys think it's fair for Europe to have 13 countries out of the 32 countries, let us know in the comment. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like. From here next time.
OBT only, big time, man. Let's get it.